Well, it's been almost 5.5 years ago since I did a back to back review of this film and its sequel. Well, since today is the 50th anniversary for the first film, I decided to do a solo re review of this film right here. What happens when two ordinary kids who may be caught in a world where they don't belong, but they are about to embark on a fun filled journey to get back to where they really belong? Easy. You've got this film right here. Here's a re review of Disney's classic Escape to Witch Mountain. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Donale, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a solo re-review of the 1975 fantasy sci-fi flick Escape to Witch Mountain, released by Disney, based on Alexander H. Key's 1968 novel of the same name, directed by John Huff. It's the first film in the film series of Witch Mountain. The film stars A. Albert along with Ray Milland, Donale Pleasence, Kim Richards, and Ike Eisenmann, who play two kids who may look human, but they come from another world. The film was released on March 21st, this very day, March 21st, 1975. Henceforth, today is the 50th anniversary of this film. Now, I've seen this film a few times already, and I love it. It's a good one. But I'm getting ahead of myself, though. Let us begin our story. Tony and Tia are brother and sister whose surname they initially know only as that of their deceased adoptive parents, Milland. The children are placed in an orphanage where they face difficulties stemming from their strange psychic and or psionic abilities. Tony can psychokinetically move and control inanimate objects with the aid of his harmonica, while Tia can communicate telepathically to Tony and commune empathically with animals and experiences premonitions. Tia also possesses minor telekinetic abilities. Tia carries a star case with her at all times, which eventually reveals a strange map. Tia has fragmented memories of her early childhood, including an accident at sea and a man she later remembers as the children's Uncle Benet, who they believe drowned during their rescue. During a field trip, Tia experiences a premonition and warns wealthy attorney Lucas Duranian against a potentially dangerous accident. Duranian informs his employer, millionaire Aristotle Bolt, of the children's unique abilities. Bolt, obsessed with the paranormal, demands that Duranian retrieve the children at all cost. Duranian's detective work leads him to the orphanage where he poses as Tia and Tony's uncle, though not under the name Benet, and takes them to Bolt's mansion. Though initially suspicious of Bolt's motives, Tia and Tony are lured in by the wealthy trappings of Bolt's home. Bolt eventually reveals that he has been monitoring the children via a closed-circuit television system, and that he and Duranian are fully aware of their unusual powers. The night of this revelation, Tia and Tony make an escape, using their abilities to psionically control a wild Mustang, guard dogs, and the security fence, as well as using Winky, Tia's cat, to make the allergic security guard let them pass. Bolt sends Duranian and a thug, Uberman, after the children. Tia and Tony hide in a Winnebago motorhome owned by a crotchety widower, Jason O'Day. Initially negative toward the children, Jason gradually begins to recognize the kids' powers and the truth of their story. Tia's vague memories of a disaster at sea intrigue him. He agrees to take the children on the route indicated by Tia's star case, which leads them to a mountain known as Witch Mountain, home to unexplainable phenomena. Avoiding Bolt, the law, and an incited mob who are convinced the children are witches, the trio eventually make their way up Witch Mountain, pursued by Duranian and Oberman. as well as by Bolt in a helicopter. As their memories begin to fully return, the children realize their accident at sea did not involve a boat, but a spacecraft. Tony and Tia are actually of extraterrestrial origin. The double star emblem on the star case stands for a binary star system where her home planet was located. Now I'm going to go to the ending now. You know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below immediately. As I count down now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Having come to Earth because their own planet was dying, survivors of the journey made their way to Witch Mountain and formed a community to await the surviving children. Each pair in possession of a star case to help them find their way to their new home. Tony and Tia are the first to reach their destination. The siblings are reunited with Uncle Benet, who survived after all, thanks to an accommodating shark whom he telepathically asked for help, and board another spacecraft. When Bolt and the others leave in the fleet, Jason witnesses the spaceship's return as it flies over him to say a final goodbye, then landing nearby where the inhabitants now reside. End of story. So, what did I think of Escape to Witch Mountain? As I've said already a little earlier, I love this movie. This movie is so amazing and so incredible. I really think the story's really good and it has great characters as well. The film earned a total lifetime gross at the domestic North American box office of $20 million. And the film charted on the all-time domestic North American box office rank, well, at rank number 145 for rated G films under the MPAA. The film earned 8,500,000 in rentals at the North American box office. The film's gotten some pretty good response. Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 85%, saying the film makes up for its lack of high stakes with a charming sense of adventure and excitement. Yes, I couldn't agree more. I think this film has such an amazing feel in its atmosphere, and it does have a good sense of what it has to offer with its adventure and what have you. After watching this for the first time, I first saw this on Turner Classic Movies along with its sequel, Return from Witch Mountain, which came out 3 years later. But anyway, I really think this is really, really something. Now, of course, I've been watching this on Disney Plus, but rest assured, you can find this on physical media. And it was released on Blu-ray exclusively through the now defunct Disney Movie Club. Yeah, good luck trying to find out there. I'm sorry, I was just having some fun. Roger Ebert called it a sci-fi thriller that's fun, that's cheerfully implausible, that's scary but not too scary, and it works. Gene Siskel called it a solid adventure for the under 12 set. That might sound like a backhanded compliment, but compared to other recent Disney live action features, Witch Mountain is something special. Only rarely is it juvenile. The New York Times called the film not so much scary, but also not as exciting as well. Well, I kind of will disagree on that. I think the film was exciting, very amazing. The Washington Post noted the film gives children plenty of what they want from a movie, and that includes conspicuously repeated instances of kids making adults look like monkeys. One critic was negative, writing that despite a strong storyline, the Disney team seemed content to fritter it away with silly comedy and footling displays of magic. Well, that may be, but I still think it had a lot of good moments and what have you. I especially like the moments where we see Tony use his little powers with the help of his harmonica to make these marionettes move and what have you. And Tia's enjoying this show. I mean, that's a really fun thing. I think I really got to enjoy a whole lot more once they meet Jason O'Day. Boy, he's surprised by seeing what they are. Mm-hmm. So I gotta give him credit for that. Johnny Mandel does the score for the film, which is really good. Now, for our cast, we had A. Albert, who most of you remember as Oliver Wendell Douglas of TV's Green Acres fame. And of course, this was after he recently did The Longest Yard the previous year. He plays Jason O'Day. He's really good in his performance. He actually does return in one of the films, which I'll get to in a moment. Ray Milland plays Aristotle Bolt. Not too bad of a villain, what have you. I do think he's pretty good. Donale Pleasence, this was still pre-Halloween, played Duranian. Really good performance from him. Now playing the siblings, Kim Richards plays Tia. And I gotta say, she's very, very good. I know after this, she and her kid sister Kyle actually appeared in a cult classic horror flick, The Car, together. Yes, and of course, Kyle went on to appear in Halloween as well. But anyway, I'm talking about Kim Richards, though. She's very good and she's very talented. Ike Eisenmann plays Tony. I will say he's good too. That's one of the things I liked about this film was Tia and Tony. Those two characters are absolutely good, and this is what makes the movie really enjoyable. We have Walt Barnes, who plays a sheriff who is bribed by Bolt to pursue the children. Rhea Shaw as the owner of the orphanage Tia and Tony are sent to at the beginning of the film, Mrs. Grindley. And there's many others in one. Oh yeah, Lawrence Montaigne, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, plays Uberman. There's many others. Oh, wait a minute. Kyle Richards actually does appear in this film as, well, a young version of Tia, but however, she was uncredited, though. I do humbly apologize. I did not see this until the last bit. But what really surprised me was the character of Uncle Benet, who was played by the famous Denver Pyle. This was still before he played Uncle Jesse on The Dukes of Hazzard. Of course, he recently appeared in the John Wayne film Cahill, United States Marshal, just a couple years prior. And I gotta say, you probably wouldn't even recognize him when you see him. So anyway, I think the original Escape to Witch Mountain, yes, you heard me correctly. This is the original. I think it's such an amazing film, and it's a pretty good Disney film. This is a film I would definitely recommend you look into. You can find it on physical media, but I think you can only find it on DVD. If you can't find it on Blu-ray, you can still get a DVD. But if you're not thrilled with a DVD, then just stream it on Disney Plus. Anyway, now 3 years later, in 1978, there would be a sequel in Return from Witch Mountain, which Ike Eisenmann and Kim Richards did return, Denver Powell as well. And it did pretty well. It was actually released as a double feature along with this film. In 1982, there was a direct-to-TV film which was only an hour long that aired on the Walt Disney program on CBS called Beyond Witch Mountain, in which A. Albert returned as Jason O'Day, as a matter of fact. However, the kids were played by different actors, though. I haven't seen it, though, unfortunately. But anyway, that was actually to be the third and final overall film in the franchise. About 20 years after this, there would be a directed made-for-TV version of this with a different cast and several details changed or omitted, and released as part of the Wonderful World of Disney on ABC, where it was one of 4 films from the Disney Vault to ever get a redo for TV. And of course, the others were The Shaggy Dog, Freaky Friday, and The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Which I haven't seen this one, though. That's one of the two. I have not seen The Shaggy Dog either. Well, the made-for-TV film from '95, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Then in 2009, Disney released a reworked version called Race to Witch Mountain, which was a new telling of this film. Now, this I have yet to review, but maybe I will sometime down the road. Maybe I will later this year because I know I failed to do a review for its anniversary last March. But anyway, Escape to Witch Mountain, it's amazing. I think you'll really like it. So what did you think of Escape to Witch Mountain? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like, and stay tuned for my Saturday morning TV log of Genie coming up tomorrow. So if you like this, check out these other sci-fi films that your youngsters can enjoy. You can check out my review of Robots from 2005, very underrated animated film. Or you can check out my review for the great classic from Spielberg, E.T., The Extraterrestrial from 1982. Or if you would like maybe a real sci-fi classic, check out my re-review of the original Star Wars from 1977. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.